I don't know if anyone is here. I don't know if anyone can hear me or see me at all. Dear Lord. Let me see if I can. Is anyone there? Hello? My friend David, as you can surmise, ruined the show. David.
Hi.
Can you hear me? He's on Instagram Live. He ruined the show. Hello?
Did I mess up your whole
Yeah, you messed up the whole show. You called me.
I'm sorry.
And then it kicked me off because everything's connected.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I didn't foresee this to be, but it's kind of apropos of us, certainly.
Now, did we figure it out now?
Yeah, I think if we can do it through this system, say hello to everyone. See?
Hello, everyone.
There's David.
So I lost my phone fell in some water and then it died. So now I can't get on my YouTube to see my RJ City coffee in my underwear, but I have.
Well, you're on it.
I need my pajamas.
What do you have? You have a Wonder Woman mug?
Yes, I'm a big Wonder Woman fan.
Now look at this. You ready for this mug? Where do you see this?
Long before then.
The View, isn't that nice? Have you been on The View?
I have.
And they were fun. What about Joy?
Joy. Oh, first time I was on The View, the one thing I remember was Barbara had right before the ladies walked out, she had sparkle. She had said sparkle like a reminder that when she goes out, sparkle. So I think of that all the time.
And that's why you say it before every match we have. Remember, you used to whisper to me, "Sparkle." You'd say.
Sparkle, that's right. I almost called you Charlie, my son.
Yes.
RJ, look, I'm doing my coffee.
Look, he's doing it in the pod thing. I will say, in all fairness, David makes a fine red eye.
That's right, because got this machine.
Yeah.
It was like a birthday miracle. My wife's birthday was yesterday. We had broken our machine. We were doing some MacGyver tricks with it, and now.
Hold on. My water's boiling. Hold on. Stay there. Look, see the water? Look, see? Now you get to really be a part of this. Hold on. I'm setting you up here.
I saw a squash. You guys get to see things. If you're on both, if you can be on both.
Can people be on both at the same time? Hello, everyone. As you can see, I was hijacked. The show was hijacked, to be honest with you. Look, here you go. I'll set it up so you can see a nice point. There we go.
5. Well, it's definitely happening, and they're definitely writing scripts. They're definitely doing something.
Yeah, but they're not going to have you in it.
No, I don't know.
Hasn't Dewey retired at this point?
Life is imitating art, to be honest. I did marry an entertainment reporter.
To be honest with you, I think you should move and then try to become a policeman like Dewey. You should try to become a sheriff.
I did actually look into it.
And?
But, yeah, I have certain things in my background.
Yeah, I guess that does make sense. They can't, isn't Steven Seagal something? You can't have a worse record than him. Oh, really?
You'd be surprised.
Oh, all right. Okay.
I don't know. No.
Well.
It's a reckless use.
Yeah, sure. And reckless middle age, too.
But I'd like you to know that I'm much better now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you look it. Get a good look. Are you in a cabin in the woods? What are you doing?
I know I should shave, shouldn't I?
Please, I shave. Look, I shaved. I bothered to shave. I'm not a recluse.
No, I understand, but in between acting gigs, you typically let everything grow.
Right.
So that when you approach your new character, you can start with a canvas that is whatever.
Right. So they don't say,
hey, look at this for fancy birthday gift for my wife. A frother.
I have one too. We could duel. Aw, look at David making his coffee. Look at him learning. And sorry, you bought this gift for yourself for your wife's birthday?
For my wife.
But you're using it. Are you making her a coffee? Have you contributed at all?
No, she's still asleep. I wake up way early.
Yeah.
Still asleep for a long time.
Yeah. Well, this is sweet of you. You got to we'll figure out a better way to do it.
Do not use your frother as a vibrator. And also, do not, despite what the president says, do anything with bleach. I mean, even be careful just cleaning with it.
Yeah. Don't even bleach your hair. It's not a good look.
Oh, God.
You know? So 90s.
Yeah. So Arquette, are we supposed to, can we talk about this thing I've been writing you about? Or is it top secret stuff?
I think it's top secret. I'm not in charge of it, so I can't say. But
you just do some fun stuff, and you're not playing.
That's the bit. You're not telling me what to do. I'm going to film it after this.
All right. I think we should get together and talk about it.
Okay. All right. Let me connect with you when I'm done here.
Okay, good. I'm so sorry.
Right. It's okay. No, you look good. This is good.
Maybe I could get back.
Very wilderness. Yeah, you shouldn't really have the window behind you. Have you gone to film school at all? Do you have any technical experience?
I've directed things.
Yeah, like the movie The Tripper.
Yes, and an episode of CSI Miami.
Yes.
I also directed, I think, 2 episodes of Medium, my sister's show. I directed a 3D short with Jason Hervey and Eric Bischoff as producers.
Yes.
That was called The Butlers in Love. You can look on it online for Torment Vert.
Do you have anything to plug? Do you have anything upcoming? Are you touring at all?
Directing. I was supposed to be directing something right now. We have a film coming, that we're doing called Ghost of the Ozarks in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Jonesboro strong. They had a big tornado there recently. So.
Oh, and it's better now?
It's better now.
Good.
Yes.
Good. All right. Well, but that's not even filming yet.
No, that's not filming. That should be filming at the end of May, early June.
That's really more of a tease than a plug. You know?
How about my time on WWE?
Hey, this is the anniversary, by the way.
Hey.
Of you winning the WCW World Title. So happy anniversary to you.
Oh, thank you, RJ.
I know it was very meaningful.
All the coffee and underwear fans, if you guys are on my Instagram feed, you need to know that RJ's on.
Here's my face. Yeah.
YouTube right now. That's RJ Steve.
Hey, everyone.
Down, heel, bad guy.
Yeah.
Bad guy.
Yeah. And this is a baby face. This is a baby face with a beard. This guy.
I know. See, we do a little thing where you gotta have to figure it out yourself. It's not that easy.
Yeah.
But he's the bad guy. I'm the good guy.
Yeah.
Because, but in reality, I don't know.
You're reckless. In reality, you're just reckless.
You're the good guy. I'm the bad guy.
Well, I shaved. I bothered to shave. So.
Yeah. What about? I got a question.
Yes.
What you tell your friends? Tell them about your parents and what do they think about you being a heel?
I don't think my father is a fan. He would prefer his son to be a baby face.
That's my favorite thing.
And I don't think whether I'm face or heel, I don't think it lessens my mother's embarrassment of me participating in the entire medium regardless.
Oh,
good. So, all right. I have to pour now. You want to say goodbye and then I'll talk to you and then we'll work on the thing?
I hope I didn't disrupt it.
You did. You did. You disrupted it twice and you caused a great deal of turmoil for me.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Well, happy anniversary. And remember to sparkle.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Goodbye. Well, that was one of the local interns we have at the theater. Thank you, everyone, for sticking with me. And truly, that was absolutely in every way David Arquette's fault for calling me. And then I guess the Wi-Fi, they have to fight for the Wi-Fi, and then I try to use my cell, but then it just pauses everything, and then you can't get it back. Thank you for bearing with me. So there'll be it's a nice two-parter episode. There's that part where David tries to come in, and it's a real cliffhanger, and will he get it back? And then there's our eventual conversation. Nail said, RJ showing Instagram his face. He knows what the moneymaker is. Ty said his moneymaker is a smile. Angel said, David needs to write lines so he remembers what he is talking about. Dear Lord, that's... You know what else bothers me? He had more viewers on his stream of my show than I have here. It's not monetized. It's on Instagram. It doesn't make a dime. Giving it away for free. Eric said, the tatted bearded guy is the face and the clean-shaven guy is the heel, just like in real life. That's true. Well done masking a fury, said Nails. I can't be surprised at this point. He's so inherently inept that it comes with the territory. It comes with the name. That's like kind of his brand. He just made the show more interesting. Gee, thanks, Charles. Spot Center said, let's get to the spilling. Oh, yeah. That's right. Let me get this together. Let's do a nice press and shake off the day. It's been a very, very stressful one so far, as you have seen. Oh, dear Lord, this all came down the side. Oh, this is a mess. Okay, all right. Here we go. It's going to be okay no matter what, because we're here now, and we have fun underwear now, and we have fun coffee now. And that's the important thing. And there we are. There we are. Very nice. And since I am going to give this a little, I ran out of my my bulletproof butter stuff, which bothers me a little bit. But we're going to give this one a black shot here. We're going to give it a good try without accompaniment. Brickhouse said, it's a three-parter. We have a couple of seconds of video between where you ask if anyone's there and your phone rings again. Yeah, I ruined it twice. Revenge Be Crate 5 said, will there be a late night Ricky Lake in your underwear? No, I wear a kimono for that on Wednesdays. Eric said he had like 83 people on. Tell him to write you a check. You know, I preferred him when I could control him better, when he was in the chat. I gave him too much autonomy here, and he ruined it. It's just hot. I just taste heat. Tabby Leveland said, I've never caught this live before. Dan Bird waking me up, but at least I got to see whatever the hell just happened as it happened. Yeah, it was a great moment for everyone. Jeff said, have a great Sunday, everyone. Jeff said, check out that hog. I guess Stokely is interested in farming or perhaps producing bacon at some point. Nail said, do you need the retweet of your new link? I did, but tons of RJ fans don't follow me, which is a shame. Well, look, we're here now. We're doing okay. We're going to press on. Jordan Patrick said, David calling was a classic Bret Hart, Steve Austin double turn. Charles said, nicer underwear than usual. A little cuppy, if you know what I mean. And I don't know what you mean, Charles. Spot said, Jenny Jones was my jam. That was a good show. You know, and Maury's still going strong, which is amazing. What are your favorite kinds of episodes of Maury? My favorite are those punk kids who are rebelling against their parents. And then they get those drill sergeants on to yell at them. And then the kids turn around and they're like, I'm so sorry. Nell said he must really miss you. Yeah, well, we're working on something, unfortunately. How do you lose your phone with YouTube out of curiosity, said Sean. My understanding is that David dropped his phone in the pool. So he has another phone now with, I guess, all its information, but he has to re-download the apps, and I don't think he bothered to download YouTube yet. So he decided to just ruin everything. Tyler suggested the classic weird phobia episodes of Maury. It'd be a girl who's like, I'm afraid of Q-tips. And he'd be like, oh, or I'm afraid of cucumbers. And they'd bring out a giant plate of cucumbers, or a man dressed as a cucumber, and she would shriek in terror. Val said, jackass kids or extreme makeovers. Extreme makeovers are good, especially when it was like, you bullied me when I was in high school, and now I look amazing. And then the guy's sitting there like, oh, yeah. And then they'll still date because it's a psychological imprint. I'm British, said Nails. So I watched Trisha, Jeremy Kyle, which I've seen. He came to America and he didn't do very well. He's sitting on the floor a lot, and not so much Maury. Simon said, I'm a Ricky Lake boy. Maury was good. Don't know if they showed in the UK anymore. Chris said, my exact favorites, I especially like when the bad kids get taken to the local mortuary and they're like, this is where you could end up. Or they take them to jail and they have an actor who is for some reason in prison just shaking on the bars. Michelle said, wish that could have been worked for the Cash Me Outside girl. Yeah, that all really went to her head. She ended up cashing in. Tabby said, speaking of underwear, I was dreaming I was in a play last night, and for some reason, I started in a bed on stage in my underwear, and I wasn't even in the scene. You just trounced upon the stage. That's also harrowing for the other actors. Slug said, I had a friend that went on Maury for one of those out-of-control teen shows. She ended up at boot camp, and is she a better person now? OSWF said, I'm impressed that your cats never show up. Well, I'm on the counter. And they don't really jump on the counter. And it's early in the morning. They like to sleep. They get up very early, like 6. So this is like their afternoon nap. Angel said, the drag ones. You like the drag ones. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is it a man or a woman? And you didn't know. And you can't do it. It's just mean now. But it was a fun game to play when we had less social conscience. Jamie said, Simon. Nah, they don't even see it on for ages. Pano's grandma said, will Dave be able to stop RJ's stream? Will RJ ever get a cup of coffee? Will Gotham survive the battle of the old beard and the young bear? Tune in next week to find out. Chris said the makeover episodes are cool too. Melissa Sherrick said, I like the DNA tests when they test like 10 guys. They bring them back. It's like you've been on the show 8 times and we still haven't figured. I imagine it would honestly be expensive. But you also have to question the validity of these tests. I wouldn't trust Maury to hold my coat. I'm going to tell him he's going to find out who I fathered. Angel said, all I have to say is thank God David had clothes on. I don't want to be sick. Now, I will say David has a wonderful body and incredible calves, Angel. So I suggest you recalibrate your opinion. Simon said, can we get a rating of the greats? Jenny Jones, Maury, Montel, Sally Jassy Raphael, and Ricky Lake. I liked Donahue and Morton Downey Jr. Those are my top 2 favorites. But beyond that, I would say Sally Jesse, Ricky Lake, Maury, Jenny Jones, and then Montel. I wasn't crazy about it. Montel near the end really relied too heavily on Sylvia Brown. Michelle said, oh, Pandy, let's hope he doesn't hijack them again. I'll call Commissioner Gordon to have him join us next week to really apprehend David. Tabby said, I'm looking forward to David Arquette's reboot of Grizzly Adams. Grizzly Arquette. Jordan said, Freebirds versus Triple Threat in ECW. Who wins? Triple Threat, because they have Francine. Freebirds had nobody. Ty said, get up early and have an afternoon nap so they miss the show. Then they asleep before 10 o'clock so they miss Wednesday's show. I'm starting to think your cats don't actually exist. Dr. Pest sent a wonderful, not a pest at all, wonderful goldenrod tribute and said, happy Sunday morning. And I needed that because this has been a mess so far. You've seen what I've gone through. And that's every day. Every day he will ruin something. Spot Center said, there were straps for glasses back in the 70s. I remember them. Why wouldn't Velma break down and buy one? Forever losing her spectacles. That's a good question. Nail said, didn't one of the shows end on murder? Jenny Jones or a crush reveal? A man revealed a crush on his straight friend, and the straight friend murdered him days after it aired because he left humiliated. I didn't know about that. I'll look that up. Sounds plausible and also could be bullshit. Citizen Keen said, Ricky Lake and Jerry Springer are the only shows of this type I remember making their way across the pond. Chris said, I love the censorship discussion on Donahue. Donahue would also have the wrestlers on sometimes. He was good because you thought he was real. You know? Oh, Tabby sent another goldenrod tribute saying, find Dr. Pest, guilt me into this. Dr. Pest is a sweet fella, and everyone is now following his advice. That's so sweet of you. Charles Dempsey Brown said, David does have a good bod, but hardly any butt. That's a problem for you? Oh, and Jessamine Duke wants to know the Jurassic Park game theme song, please. Well, that's going to be easy because the game theme song is the theme song from the movie, which is why the game is so good. Okay, and it's a helicopter that's going through the mountains, the hills. No, 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 na 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 na. Na 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 no no bum 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 dun 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 bum bum dun 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 bum 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 na 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 dun and it goes on. It keeps going on. Written by the wonderful John Williams. So thank you for that. That was incredibly, incredibly sweet of you. Nail says, yes, Jessamine. OSWF said, my boss's brother was the guy who was murdered due to the Jenny Jones show. It was a big story in Michigan. Oh, this is awkward. Dear Lord, that is frightening and terrifying. People are now just commenting dinosaur emojis. I guess we're all very excited here. Dear Lord, what a shift that was. Stokely sent a lovely turquoise donation and said, tribute for Phil Donahue. Jordan Patrick said, Michael Hayes is nobody. I want my money back and my Diane Ladd story back. And I'm burning your shirt when it gets here. That reminds me, Jordan Patrick sent me this story about Diane Ladd, and I'm going to read it to you all right now. I think it's very good. Thank you, Jordan, and thank you, Stokely, for the wonderful Phil Donahue tribute. So this is Jordan wrote this. Until last summer, I was working customer service for a company called Inogen. They make expensive oxygen equipment. Despite my curmudgeonly demeanor, I was quite good at the job. This is very braggadocious. The company's practices are not the most ethical, in my opinion. For example, People's oxygen equipment was 9 days behind on shipping. That's not that good. One day I get a call, and the name pops up as Diane Ladd. Surely, I thought, this can't be the Diane Ladd. She was immediately over the top. Before I can start to calm her down, she goes, you better tell whoever needs to know that I am an Oscar-winning actress. Well, I immediately knew how to handle the situation. I was still giving her more than special treatment. I calmed her down and said, ma'am, I am sorry, but you are the Diane Ladd, as in Chinatown? Her attitude changed immediately. We start chatting about David Lynch, and they did a wonderful, one of my favorite movies called Wild at Heart. And of course I said, I just want you to know I'm a huge fan of your family. Her daughter is Laura Dern, who was in Jurassic Park. Your daughter and her father. She goes, well, it's okay. My daughter is great, but what about me? Fair enough. I reassured her that I was an absolute fan and asked if she remembered me dropping the name Chinatown. And she starts telling me about that. She ends up taking down my information and sending my fiance and I a signed 8x10 and copies of her book. She was older Hollywood, and it was great. I can send pictures of what she sent, but I thought you may think that was a fun story. That is a tremendous story, and I am touched and moved, and that is amazing. That's a story. That's a wonderful Diane Ladd story, and I feel like we shouldn't be embarrassed. She'd be proud to hear it. That is amazing and wonderful, and thank you for sharing that with me, and I'm happy that I could share it with everyone else now. Lost Wolf said, honestly, very impressed. Sometimes my brain glitches at the shift in the Jurassic Park theme. It's kind of two themes melded together. Citizen Keen said, Rosie O'Donnell was on the Mark Maron podcast recently, and the murder on the Jenny Jones show was mentioned. I believe it was part of the reason she branded herself the Queen of Nice, even though she's not that nice. She follows me, actually. Once I got blocked by Donald Trump, she followed me, so I think it evened out. Michelle said, you doing the Jurassic Park theme reminds me of that video did with James Elmer, where you were talking about the movie Help. Hilarious stuff there. That was one of my favorites. Nail said, I think I saw the murder story on a YouTube list. I don't know all the details. Well, now you know the guy whose boss's brother it is. Charles MC Brown said, new rule. You can only do the song if you know the rules, and you can only have a maximum of 25% of the song, please. Hey, Charles, here's a new rule. You have your own phone with YouTube. You could do your own show, too. You could do the Charles Dempsey Brown Hour. Just a suggestion. Chris said, got to see Pierce Brosnan do a watch-along for GoldenEye last Sunday, and never before have I fanboyed so hard. I would love to watch that. Tabby said, oh, this is very sweet. Getting a lot of buffering, but I'm going to risk requesting Moon River anyway, and I think it's a good song to close with. Moon River, wider than a mile, I'm crossing you in style someday. that dream maker, that heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Two drifters off to see the world. It's such an exciting world to see. We're after the same rainbow's end, waiting round the bend, my huckleberry friend, Moon River and me. Let us get a final shot. Thank you to everyone but David. Good luck.